All right, guys. So from last video, I have tried to bleed the brakes, try to get them come around a little bit. Passenger side, or driver side, I mean, drinking side. It wouldn't come out. Plain and simple, I couldn't get it to come out. No, wasn't no fluid. It was dry as a bone. I'm thinking it's probably because that caliper's just seized up pretty good. I did put some in it. Like took it all the way apart and put some in it and kind of get it to come back maybe. And I really don't think it came back. I'm gonna test it maybe today or maybe another day. But either, no matter what, that's beside all the point. So it's got brakes better. I mean, if it had 5%, now it's like 50, 60 for being generous. And we're working with it. We're working with it. So, but yeah, they're coming around. I'm gonna work on them a little bit more. But first, I've been, you know, I drove a little bit more, cranked it a couple times just to make sure she's still cranking. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it an oil change. It's always good to, whenever you get something that ain't driven in a while, even if you buy a brand new vehicle and they say that it's just had an oil change, just go ahead and give it an oil change. They're so cheap that, like, I mean, the oil and the filter are so cheap that just go ahead and give it an oil change. Just don't think about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it an oil change. Just ran a little bit, you know. I wouldn't advise going ahead and giving one before you get it running, just because, you know, if there's any gunk or buildup or sludge, you want to kind of get knocked down, get loosened up a little bit before you do that. I did get everything on Rock Auto, and I just bought the cheapest filter I could get, which was a Fram. I don't really like Frams. I think they're kind of junk. I do like that it's grippy. So that's just basically just throw on it for now, and then run it maybe a couple of 1,000 or 2,000 miles, depending on what I do with it or sell it or whatever. Just then I can put a good filter on it. But I did buy some of this oil from Walmart. If y'all don't know, Walmart has really good deals on oil quite often, from what I hear. And I didn't believe it. I went to my Walmart and looked around, and sure enough, that is I think that's it was in a box, but I ran over the box, so this is what we got left. I think it's a gallon oil. It's thinking $14. Like, you can't beat that. And it's Valvoline, you know. And I bought 2 gallons of Rotella. I think it's 5W30 or 5W40. I think it's 5W30 for I think $16. I mean, it's a good deal, but I just run them randomly. So I'm gonna go ahead and get an oil change. Mess around with maybe trying to get this bumper off. As you'll see how banged up it is, it's just horrible. And that one is so much better condition. Hope y'all like my new sign I got. It's gonna be going in the pole barn. Got it from my buddy. You know, it'll look good hanging up in there. But yeah, let's you know, let's get to giving this thing an oil change. You know, we got some ruptured boots and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. Oh yeah, that was much needed. Much needed. I definitely, ooh, there's a lot of gook and stuff on the tip of that plug. So that's what I was saying about, you know, running a little bit beforehand, because you want it to kind of break some of that stuff up, just kind of get it moving around beforehand. You don't want to, there's a good bit in there. Yeah, that's thick. That's really thick. That's crazy. You want all that nasty stuff that's just been sitting in there, especially if it's got a little bit of water in it, because, you know, you got a little problem. You want it to, you know, kind of get to moving around and getting it loosened up in there. Threw some fuel treatment, some seafoam fuel treatment in here yesterday, the day before. Let it sit, and I hadn't even cranked it since I've added it. Let it kind of get mixed around in there, so I can well, I'm looking for the oil filter. Here, oil filter, oil filter, oil filter. I didn't really see it from the bottom, but I didn't really look all too much. Huh. Well, I was a betting man. It must be on the bottom somewhere. I just didn't look good enough. Let's get back on the creeper. Okay. Okay, creeper. I know a lot of times they're just like literally on the side of the block, so let's get off of this thing. Let's just get layer, see if we can layer eyeballs on this thing. No. Oh, looky there. It's right there. That's a good look at. Oh, I believe. I have no idea what that one is. I was gonna say it's a fram, but I don't think that's a fram. Yeah, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. I could, let's get it off. We'll find out. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing just by grabbing hold of it. Hopefully somebody didn't make it tighter than county jail. Yep, they did. Okay, well, that's cool. That is cool. We got a lot of leakage right here. I wonder if that's just seepage, not leakage. There's a difference, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now, me and my wife went and looked at a vehicle one time. It was a newer 4Runner, and the salesman, I hate salesmen, especially when you know a little bit about vehicles, or even a good bit about vehicles. I hate salesmen, because especially if they don't, because you're just like, don't talk to me, buddy, you know. He told us that we was looking at a newer 4Runner, and it had like, I don't know, maybe 100,000 miles. I mean, it was probably all over 100,000 miles. And I was telling the wife, I was like, I don't know. I said, it's got a good bit around the head gasket, you know, seeping out a little, you know, little bit coming out. And I was like, you know, I'm not saying it's got a bone head gasket or nothing like that, obviously, but for that low miles, I feel like, you know, it should be pretty minty, especially since they were asking, you know, when it comes to Toyotas, and I'm a Toyota guy, but when it comes to Toyotas, people, I mean, they always ask the most top dollar on them. They don't ever ask low market value. But the sales rep guy said, "Oh, no, that's just a little bit of seepage. Like you won't get these things without a little bit of seepage on them." And I told her that I was like, you know, I'm all right with you kind of trying to make a sale. You know, hey, I got a job. We all got jobs. Make that money. Go do your thing. But when I tell you, no, I don't think they do. Like that's more than the average vehicle, especially that low. And then you say, "Oh no, we got it checked out. We looked it over, and he said that's completely normal. That they're supposed to have some seepage that's actually better for them." Yeah, we ain't shopping there. I can't trust your judgment on stuff whenever that's what you're gonna say about them. You know, I love these socket things on these, but I have the worst time, and a lot of times I put a little bit of grease in the corners of them, but I have the worst time trying to get the, let's see if we can get that. Oh, nope. I don't know what to do. We're just gonna have to do it. How about we put that one back? How about that's what we do? We put this one back just for now, I should have jacked up the front. I like to jack them. I like to, like changing on my Dodge. See what it is. I think it looks just like a Fram. Yep, Fram extra guard. Well, this thing should feel right at home. It's getting another Fram on it. Yeah, you should feel just right at home, brother. All right, this makes me feel better. They're seeing all this, how dark it is and stuff. Because I mean, that's one thing about it. It does hurt your heart giving something an oil change and you don't know, because you're like, what if it just had one? But it makes you feel better because it's definitely due one. Always check that when you do an oil change, no matter what it is, just make it a habit. Make sure that when you took the oil filter off, the seal comes with it. See that seal? I mean, any guy that works in a mechanic shop, they'll let you know. Make sure that seal comes with it, because if not, if you leave it and don't notice it and you put the new one on and you crank that thing up, you can say goodbye to all your oil, because it'll just seep right on out. Well, let's get this frame back on. Have to figure out how to get this thing off. I'm gonna show y'all a little secret on how to get these things off. Now if you're having trouble getting them things off, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand in a good area, and you're just gonna launch it like that right there, and see when it comes back down, it comes right off. You know, I'm not a smart man, but knowledge is key. It's key, you know. But yeah, that's the way I get it off. You can say it's wrong, but works every time. Works every single time. All right, let's put this old one on, or the new one, old one on. Let's put this new one on. Remember, a little bit of oil, and a little bit of oil that's seeping out of the bag. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it is seeping out of the bag. A little bit of oil around the rim just to kind of help it. Okay. Shoot. Oh, that's probably why it's been leaking. That lid got crushed evidently, and it's oblong. Okay. You know, I have gloves to put on when I do stuff like this, and I don't know why, because I never put them on. I always just roll with it like an idiot. I'm like, oh, I ain't putting no gloves on. I ain't got time for all that. Okay. Okay. Now, hand tight, folks. Don't be no superhero or nothing. Just hand tight. You hear me? Especially ones that's got some grip on it where you can grab hold of it and tighten it real good. You just put it hand tight. Oh, that feels pretty tight. Okay, and then I'm gonna put that off. Put you on. Slide you that way. Grab you. Grab that. Hey, Rye, what are you doing? What are you doing? Put this on. Tighten that thing up. Okay. I like it. Works for me. Okay. Well, you gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Look at this. I tell you, you cannot buy nothing. I mean, don't come at me because it's Harbor Freight, but you can't buy nothing and not break anymore. Look at that. That wheel just came right off of it. Shoot. This is why everything takes me so long. Cause I like working on something and then something else breaks. And then something else breaks. And then something else breaks. Well, I guess I need to go around tighten all these up. Oh, me. I wish it'd quit being so humid. Get a little extra here. Okay. We'll do that later. I ain't worried about it. All right. Now, let's add some oil to this bad mamma jamma. I think I am gonna to sell this thing. Like I talked about, it's just I enjoy doing this. Oh, it's a rubber one. It don't twist on us. That's pretty cool. I do enjoy this thing. It's pretty cool, but I can already tell you, I like the working on them better. It's a lot more fun. I wish I would have took some video though of how nasty it was in there. It was ungodly bad, but they're filled up. The brakes are definitely way better than they were. I mean, you can even see they're not, there's where it's kind of starting. It was like all the way as far down as you could possibly go. So I'm not ecstatic, but they're not a death trap. I mean, y'all calm down, okay? Don't get wild. Well, it's not a death trap. Okay, now let's see. Do a little cleanup here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted right there, is for that to fall out. Okay. Let's see here. I drained it with it unlevel, you know, jacked up in the front, but I'm gonna set it down because you don't need to be adding to it unlevel. You don't even need to be taking it out unlevel, but it is what it is. Taking it out unlevel, not as big of a deal. You might leave little residuals in there, but for the most part, you got most of it, so ain't that big a deal. But when you're adding to it, you want to, because you want it to, because if you're adding to it now, you might be a little low. I'm gonna add to it real quick, I'm gonna put it down, or actually, let me just see how hard it's gonna be to get this bumper off. Just real quick, it doesn't look like a fun endeavor. It's not gonna be done today. That is for certain. Honestly, a lot of these bushings are not bad. Lower and upper control arms and stuff wise, it's not really bad at all. Honestly, the only thing that I've noticed that is boot wise bad is the passenger side inner axle boot. Oh, better get that old pan out. We'd have a crazy mess to clean up. Here soon I'll start, once I get that pole barn up, I'm moving what I call Old Blue into the garage, and I'll start doing some things with it. It'll be kind of cool. I think y'all will like what's in store for it, because it'll be more customization stuff. Like I might have to get the motor mounts put in and then figure out about a wiring harness. I've done some wiring on it already, but not a whole lot. Okay. Well, okay. I'm not real excited about adding this oil. It was in a box, which made it a lot easier. But now that it's not in a box, I don't know. This is gonna be aggravating. But this is weird. This is just weird. You know, this is what I was talking about with the gas can a while back. They went to a cardboard box and a plastic bag to save plastic. You're still using plastic. You're saving some, but I mean, them plastic jugs that usually comes in, they're probably getting recycled, so I don't understand it. Oh, that pours quite nicely, actually. Huh. It's like a camel bag. Huh. Wow. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Whoa. Whoa, wow. Whoa, Nelly. Oh, shoot. Got some spillage. And I'll make sure that I will dispose of that oil over there properly in the whatever the EPA recommendations call for. Okay, let's check that. That's probably about, I'm gonna say quart and a half, something like that in there. So I'd say it's probably pretty good. All right, there we go. Okay, would give the dump truck an oil change, but I lost the dipstick. Okay, that's why you got it out of me. Okay, I lost it. It's gone. It's over with. Quit talking about it. I won't talk about it no more. I know, I should have paid attention, but I didn't. This is pretty easy to mess with, I'll tell you that. This is pretty nice. Whoa. Tad bit more. Okay. I'll check it again. No munchkin running around. God, man, I tell you, it's not hot. I would about prefer it be hot. This humidity is just horrible. You can say what you want though, but man, the radiator fluid looks like fresh. It looks brand spanking new, which I added some to it. So, and I think I had to actually, now I sit and think about it, I think I had to add a good bit. So maybe because it was about empty, you know, I just added to it. But oh yeah, it looks golden. That looks good. It looks real good. One more time. Yep, perfect, perfect. Looks so much better. It was black. I mean, it was horrible. Stuff like this, you know, you can still go by the time frame and stuff like that. Like, hey, it's been 5,000 miles, but I don't know, some vehicles, I just check the color. I mean, the color really tells you more. The whole point of oil is for it to, it's got additives in it, stuff like that, that will help break down sludge and keeping components from wearing too bad. And see, the reason why you have to change oil every so often is the enzymes and additives and stuff stop working, and it will no longer keep things cool, and it doesn't reduce friction as well over time. And the reason why the oil changes colors is because it gets burnt some, you know, because it's getting burnt up in the motor and with the internals, and then also because it's just kind of little by little the additives are eating away at that sludge and build up. So I mean, going by color, for me, it works better because I mean, depending on the vehicle, obviously, like my Dodge, things like that, I'm gonna go by, you know, whatever I think. You know, my Dodge, my 2015 2500 Cummins, it's not, you ain't supposed to give an oil change but every 16,000, I think, or 12, 16,000, which is just crazy to me. But I'll give it probably every 8 or 10 maybe, just because that sounds really crazy to me. But something like this, or my Nissan I drive around, or my wife's little car, or probably in the dump truck, just about anything that's kind of not running the piss out of it, I'm probably just gonna kind of use general knowledge for, you know, the amount of miles that's on that oil change and the color, because, you know, color plays a factor. Because if you're doing an oil change and it's still basically the same color it was when you put it in, then that means it's not done. It's not got the sludge off. It's not got kind of burned up. It's still doing its job, you know. And I don't have the kind of money to give oil change when oil changes don't mean to be needed. You know, something like this, you know, a new vehicle, you're an idiot not to do it. Well, this thing is not going back in very easily. How about we just give it a little love tap? Okay, so look at that, just a little bit of love tap, and it went right in. All right, so this time I'm gonna crank it. Actually, before I crank it, I am going to, as y'all, I talked about the other day, I am gonna tighten up the coil over here. Is the resistor is really loose, and these wires are burned up over here, but I'm keeping an eye on them, and they're not look like they're getting hot or nothing. Only thing I can think of is it shorted out at some point, and maybe that's why it arced and did that. I do need to replace that wire, to be honest. Actually, I tell you what, I honestly probably could just go replace it right now. The rest of them are bad, but they're probably not bare. That one is bare, so I tell you what, let's replace it real quick, and y'all can see my soldering skills. Let's see here, I'll see if I can get y'all a little bit. Okay. So what I'm doing here is, I think this is the resistor. I could be wrong, but I'm tightening it up on the bracket, because first off, it's super loose, and I don't like that. And then, okay, that's so much better. Okay. And then number two is this bare wire. You see that? And see how this has been burned up, but I mean, it all needs to be replaced probably, but for the most part, I don't think the wires got burned up. As you can see in there, it's the casing got burned up. Same thing with over here, but it just burned a little bit and then stopped. But this one is obviously where it started at. So like I said, it probably shorted somehow, or maybe it was getting too much, too many amps, or not amps, but watts. No, amps is right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I can see great. Okay, so I am going to solder a new wire in, because like I've said, me personally, I think soldering is just, it's not that hard, so I don't understand the point of not doing it. Let's see here. This one, a very, very small one, so I'm trying to hurry up before this storm comes in, just because I want to try to get it done. Let's see here. It's itty bitty, as y'all can see, so let's go with a 7. It looks like a 7 or 8. A lot of things are millimeters, but there are some things that ain't. See, that's the weird thing. Like, I think this is probably millimeter. Yeah, it's millimeter. I actually might have a video here coming up soon for y'all. A buddy of mine wanting to redo some electrical stuff on a Jeep he's just got. It'll be pretty cool. Give you a lot of tidbits, and he's pretty good with electrical things as well when it comes to automobiles, and give y'all some tips and stuff like that, and he can tell you a little about himself and what he does. But all right, so I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. Okay, it's a yellow and black wire. Okay, so let's see, snip it. Let's see, I think it's pretty ate up, ain't it? Let's get it out of line. I'm gonna take it all the way back to really as far as I can until it's, see, there's clean wire. That was really cool how I did that. You see there's clean wire now right there, no burns, not like that. Take it back to it. Gonna cut it right here. All right, strip it. I have about 50,000 pairs of strippers. Hold up now. Well, to choose from, because it seems like you buy wiring kits when you just have to, and they just come with them, but 95% of them are crap. I mean, there's junk. Like that one, that's That's a scoosh, I think. Yeah, a scoosh. And that thing's junk. Look at that thing. Yeah, so that's whatever. Did the job. Let's see, you can still see the color of it, so if somebody wants to go digging, they can find the color of their wire they want. I have same size, it looks like it's a 14. Let's see here. Yep, I believe that is a 14. So I'm gonna strip one in. I hear the lightning. Strip the other end. Ow, get my thumb with it. That felt awesome. Okay. Okay. So, actually, hold on. I'm actually wrong to y'all. That actually is a little bit too big. Now, correct wire size is important. Me personally, I think there is a reason. I mean, I'd have to do some research. I don't really know, but I think going up too big can't hurt you a crazy amount. But actually, this one works better because it's already even got a loop in it. So that actually will be absolutely perfect for this. But okay, so I was wrong. It's actually a 16. Yep, that looks better. All right, so you can do this however you want, but the way that I have learned how to do this kind of soldering is frail it kinda. So it's kind of frailed, and my hands might be in the way. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing here, but it's kind of, see how they're both frailed and intertwined? I grab them, or actually, see, look at that, about messed up. How many times have y'all done that right there? I know for a fact I've done it a lot. Heat shrink, heat shrink, heat shrink, heat shrink. So simple, so easy, so forgotten. The people just like, put electrical tape on it. Like, dude, come on. You ain't gonna do all that. All right, again, make sure it's frayed and stuff like that. See how it's kind of messed up? And I'm gonna put it in with them, right? Grab it, and then just kind of press it together, and then I'll start twisting them. Because you gotta think the solder, for the most part, is gonna keep them together. See, I'm gonna twist that way, and I'm gonna hold it in place. See, look, together now. All right, so next, I will get my solder right here. Real easy, hold the trigger, get it warm and stuff. I'll get it close to the wire, kind of get the wire warm. Then I will kind of put the solder on the wire, and it'll melt down into it. See, it's melting down into it, melting down into it. And then once you get it good enough, it can just flow, and you can get it to where it'll melt on the wire. And when you get to melt on the wire, you can maneuver it once it's already on there. See, like say all that stuff's already on there. I can just run my solder gun up and down it and smooth it out. And but make sure you get all the copper and well, some of this is aluminum, but make sure you get it all covered. Don't leave nothing bare. That's another perk about using some heat shrink. It covers any impurities or imperfections in your solder. So, okay, so I'm gonna go underneath. We got it all covered. I'm gonna grab it, do a little test here. Get it all kind of smoothed out. Yeah, see, yeah, drop a couple bubbles, that's fine. All right, so there, she's good, making good connection. Not melting nothing else. All right, gotta let that cool for a second. And tighten this up a little bit more. Okay. And I also have some of this, again, electrical tape, what most people use. For me personally, electrical tape ain't cheap anymore like it used to be, so you can buy other things to use. But I'm gonna use this like corrugated, what is this stuff called? It's like protective wire wrap. It's like, it looks like miniature corrugated pipe, basically. I guess I'm gonna have to use my pocket knife to cut it, because it ain't cutting. Maybe. I don't know where my knife is. Well, all right then. I guess I'll figure out a different way. Okay, that worked. Okay, so I put the heat shrink. Let me go get a lighter. Heat shrink also kind of makes it, you know, the perk of a solder versus the crimp. The crimp, you know, it's basically just, there's no actual connecting. It's literally just a piece of metal is crimped to the other metal, and that's what makes your connection. But there's no conjoining them like physically. What I've done is actually physically join them together by in metal intertwined with the wire. And then when you put some heat shrink around it, I mean, it's basically waterproof as it is, but you throw some heat shrink around it, looks clean as can be, simple. I mean, I don't know. People that say like, I don't do that crap, I don't know. You're lazy. You know who you are. So look how good that looks. Booyah, look at that. Phew. Looks factory, don't it? I'm just kidding. Not really, actually. It does look factory. I got a little bit too much here. Okay. All right. Next, put it in line with everything else. I know there's a trick to this, but I don't have time for that right now. I know there's something about getting a wrench and putting it in there, and supposedly it falls in line. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, electrical tape is a lot easier, but so this wire is going to have to move to the left of it or something, because it has to be used right there. I think I'm going to cut it right there. I think that's enough. I just kind of just didn't want it to be bare right there next to, or it to be like that right there up again next to right there next to the coil. I didn't want it to be them wires that don't have any protective coating on them whatsoever. That just don't go good. And then you can go around it with some electric tape or some zip ties. Like I'm gonna use a couple zip ties just because it's what I got on hand. And I might have to, depending, I might have to dive back into this again. So a zip tie can always go back. See, now the perk of that is if I need to go back, I can I mean, all I'm out is a couple zip ties. I can literally just take this wrap back off and I didn't lose really anything. That's why I was trying to say that, like, before I started working on vehicles and stuff, I didn't think things like that really mattered, but then you start looking into it and then, like, there's reasons why you, like, professionals do things a certain way. Like that way, if I need to get back in this, I ain't cutting, electrical tape's cheap, don't get me wrong, but I don't have the money to, you know, waste about half a roll of electrical tape on that and then turn around and have to take it back apart and be like, well, shoot, I guess I'm gonna have to redo that, you know? So look, that looks so much better. All right, now we can do a little test hit here. See how it goes. That had been bothering me because it's kind of dangerous for the vehicle. And yeah. I also added a lot more fuel to this thing. Yeah, I think we was having a little bit of fuel issue last time because it was so low. So yeah, let's hear this girl purr. That's done. This has all been checked out. That's done. I'm pretty sure I checked out the, shoot, I might as well go ahead and tighten them up. I believe they're pretty loose. Oil change, everything. So she should be about, I need to check the plugs, spark plugs, see what they look like. If I was a betting man, they're pretty rough, but it cranks, so we ain't checking too much, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see here. Set y'all right here so y'all can check it out. See if she'll fire right off. She should fire right off. Okay. Okay, so it's leaking. It must be, a lot of that fuel must be going back down when it sits for a little bit because, oh, it sounds dramatically better. Okay, look at it squirting. Okay, well, she might turn that idle up just a hair, or not the idle, but the fuel screw. I don't love how it's got that little bit of a mist to it. Turn it up just a hair and turn. That sounds better already. I mean, you'll have to turn, or about 1/8 of a turn. All right, so let's take this thing for a spin. You wanna ride? Take it for a little quick spin here. Just running around the yard a little bit, just to see how these brakes are. Like I said, I don't really know how good they're gonna be, but I have a feeling that they're scared right away. Let's see here. Let's set y'all up right over here and let y'all can be passengers. Yeah, how about that? How about that? Okay, so let's see what she does. Clutch still needs to be messed with some. I can definitely tell that it's not. My brakes are definitely better, but not awesome. Let's run this thing down the road real quick, just to kind of see what she does. I don't love the brakes at all, but I mean, like I said, the brakes stop at least. I'm not super upset with that. It is kind of fun though, just driving around this whole thing. You just feel, it's got like kind of a cool little thing on it. See this? How much like that? Probably need to run it down the road real quick. What y'all think? Y'all think I'll be alright run down the road? I think I am. I think I'm gonna run it down the road just real quick, just a little bit, just to kind of see what it's doing. I mean, if it ain't doing good, it ain't doing good, you know. You know, I'm not in love with the way it's running. It sounds a little wonky, but I mean, it can't hurt. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, we lost power. This is lit. Yep, well, we lost that. That's not the best in the world. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Just a little down shot, and she comes back to life. Something about when she gets too much, she ain't getting enough fuel or something. I don't really know. That's the perk of a manual. She don't want to do nothing. You can just let her eat in a second or something, and she'll come back to life most time. Yeah, she's something about she don't get enough fuel. Well, I mean, she ain't ran in a long time. That's another thing. You know, it's probably going to take a little bit for her to kind of get back to where she likes it. Sounds nasty downshifting. I ain't gonna lie. I like it because it sounds like a little old. Sorry, fellas. It's almost like she's starving. She's definitely starving for fuel. Yeah, that's funny. I like it, it's fun. I don't even know if my turn signals work. Well, I mean, they're making a sound, so I mean, that's probably about the best we could ask right here. I don't really, she's definitely starving on fuel, so that's fine, but let's see here, we'll get her up this hill, we'll mess around. Not too shabby for the first run. Definitely getting a little bit of fuel delivery issue here, but you know what, that's part of it. That's part of the fun. You can't be too mad on that. I'm just gonna have to mess with that carb a little bit more and figure it out. I want to see what it's like to do a donut in a 70. It's what it's like to do a donut in something like this. Not too shabby, eh? Okay, fellas. Can't be mad about that. Definitely getting some type of fuel issue. Lock myself in. Yeah, definitely getting a fuel issue. Gonna have to work on that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, she don't stop the best. She don't run the best, but she runs and she does stop somewhat. So I think it definitely, that's better. It's coming along. Gonna have to work on that carb a little bit, as y'all seen right there. But that's part of it. All right, guys. So messed with it a little bit. I think it was this idling just a hair too low, and I added a little bit. I gave it a little bit more fuel. Tinkered with the carb just a little bit. It cranks great now, as y'all can probably, or you're getting ready to see, I guess you could say. It cranks right up. Exactly what we need. And fasten seatbelts. You know what that means. Gonna be a ride. So from messing around with it and driving a couple more times, so dumping down the road, I figured out it runs good. The only issue that it's really having is if you get into the throttle a little bit too much, it'll kind of, it's like it's starving. So that's why I gave it some more fuel. But I mean, it's riding good now. As y'all probably can see, it's not hiccuping or nothing. It's still, if you get into it too much, it hesitates a little bit, and I think that might just be, I mean, it's no telling how long that fuel sat, and not to mention, I put some seafoam in there trying to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna check some plugs, if anything, maybe turn the distributor just a little bit to throw some more timing at it. But I mean, I'm still ecstatic about it. I think it's running good. It's doing everything that I could hope. We still got to tinker with it, but for the hardest part's over with, I guess you could say. It's not overheating. The antifreeze is, looking good. So you can't be mad about that. There's really nothing. It shifts good. Clutch is still not where I'd like it to be, so I might try to bleed that, but it's not. It's still working. Shifts good. It really does. See right there, that little hiccup. But if you stay in it consistently and just kind of drive it normal, it runs good. So I mean, I'm happy with it. I think we're good enough to kind of move on to some stuff that's a little bit more fun. And I tried the full wheel drive worked great. So I love it, man. I think this is a fun truck. It really is. It sounds great. I mean, I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'll let you get a little bit of the noise. Let's see here. Sounds awesome. But yeah, I'm loving it. I definitely think that it's definitely a good buy. I'm happy with it. Does everything it's supposed to do. But if you got any questions or anything like that, if y'all have one or you're gonna get one, just let me know. I mean, I've learned a lot. That's why I like doing this. I like buying different things and learning about them, because you can figure out things that you've always wondered about different vehicles. If anything, now you got the knowledge. So if you buy another one, you kind of know what you're doing. A lot of videos you watch about people working on things, it's because they've had 20 of them. They know exactly everything about them. So, but I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching again. It means a lot. Again, make sure to like it up, share it, and subscribe. just helps. It's fun. I appreciate y'all watching. Later.